By 1986, the world government was talking about 60 megawatts that we were sharing. By 2005, I think we moved up to 380 megawatts. And as I speak now, without adding on 600 megawatts from Karuma, our capacity is 1,378.1 megawatts. Specifically on power supply situation in West Nile sub-region, this region has for long been electrified through a power grid operated by West Nile Rural Electrification Company Limited, and with power generation from 3.5 megawatt plants from Nyagak River, which we call Nyagak 1, which has 2 units. Each unit generates 7.5 megawatts. Sometimes one unit, gets problems and we rely on only one unit, and then we experience the problems that we've been experiencing of unreliable power. As the demand in the area grew, the ministry deployed 8 megawatts thermal power in Arua, which has been operated by Electromax, but unfortunately, the company is faced with financial constraints to continue power generation activities in the sub-region. But the good news I've brought to the region is that this suffering is soon coming to an end, because the infrastructure is there. Yes. Yes, and a big yes. So Oluyo substation now supplies from 4 to 4.8 megawatts. This was not there. With electricity demand in Western Nile, which is now estimated at 11 megawatts, electricity from Oluyo substation at medium voltage and the 3.5 megawatts from the Nyagak 1 hydropower is definitely not enough for the sub-region. And as a long-term power supplies solution to Western Nile, government is constructing the 132 kV Kole, Gulu, Oluyo, Nebi, Arua power line that will deliver over 200 megawatts of bulk power to West Nile. Yeah. And the project has been planned. This is nice to hear, you people. And the project has been planned in such a way that power can either be drawn from Oluyo substation or Kole substation in case any of the transmission lines supplying this substation is off. On the scope and progress of the 132 Kole, Gulu, Nebi, Arua transmission line and the associated substations, construction of 132 kV Kole, Gulu, Nebi, Arua substation line is at 85% complete, and the ministry expects to complete the 50% in the next 2.5 months. What good news this is! I can only pray to God that He makes us understand how power is generated, transmitted, and distributed. It does not move in taxis or on border. Power does not move on border. It doesn't move in taxi. There must be an infrastructure for power to move from point A to point B. And this is what NRM government is doing. And it is the only government that has done that. Yes. NRM is the only government that has constructed substations in this region. Yes. So the line will not only connect West Nile on the national grid at a high voltage, but also provide 200 megawatts of electricity for industrialization. And the project scope is as follows. 1. Construction of 189 kilometers of 132 kV Kole, Gulu, Nebi, Arua transmission lines. Yes. Fortunately, the substations are there for even the blind to see. And the pylons have been put up. You can go and see the pylon have reached Arua. I came seeing them. Why don't you want to see? The pylons are there for you to see. May God help us to see the substations and the pylons that are going to bring the electricity that we need to this region. And I will come back here and you will slaughter a goat for me. I know. A substation at Kole has been constructed. It will have capacity of 80 MVA. A substation at Igulu with the capacity to supply 80 MVA has been constructed. A substation at Nebi with the capacity to supply 80 MVA is there for you to see. 85% completed. A substation at Arua, here where we are, with the capacity to supply 80 MVA will be completed in 2.5 months' time. Can you imagine? And still some people don't believe. And I'm not in theory. This is practical.
Now, on the side of electricity, we have multiple electricity now. After as of now, we have a surplus. But the problem with the distribution. But in my view, even before I have checked, I know that at Karuma, we've got a lot of power, and we have got this big substation at Rio. That's the one that is supposed to bring power here. And I will check the latest, I will take it tomorrow. But really, I think the darkness is about to go away. But what I want to find out is how many hours of darkness are remaining. Where are we now? Is it midnight? Or 1 o'clock? Or 2 o'clock? I I will check, I will tell you that please, I have not had the cock, I have not had the cock crowing. But I can tell you that is go away. Because we have got a lot of power at Karuma, and we are already working on Mayago. Mayago will produce even more power than Karuma. There is Odian, there is Kiba. These are all points which are a lot of electricity. And also they're looking at the solar power. I think they did some program here for the solar power here. So the darkness will go, but let me find out. Is it 10 o'clock? Nankabirwa will tell me. Where are we? Is it 3 o'clock or what? You can tell us.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Arua substation, which will be completed in 2.5 months, this is what I was told this morning, is the one that is going to see power coming here. There is a line which is being constructed from Orio, which is bringing, it's a 132 kVA, which will go up to Adjumani. But the problem that people are raising is the crime I committed when I gave a deadline to commission Nyagak 3 by March. And March passed, and Nyagak 3, which is going to generate 6.6 megawatts, to add on the 3.5 megawatts from Nyagak 1, is not commissioned. And I told them the problem is that I needed 28 billion shillings to fly in the turbines, because I've visited Nyakag many times. And you have recently written to the Minister of Finance to make sure that that money is released so that we add on the 6.6 megawatts. But you are right. Power from Karuma is already being pulled from 1 unit, which we synchronized, 75 megawatts from 1 unit from Karuma. Karuma has 6 units, generating 600 megawatts. That 1 unit is pouring power in Orio substation, which was commissioned on 23rd of March. So I explained to them to be a little bit more patient as we commission the infrastructure that transmits power. Without this infrastructure, we cannot see power.
But the people want to know when they will be linked to the main grid.
Your Excellency, in August this year,
so when it gets like money, then what happens?
Your Excellency,
The one side, what happens to Navy? What happens to
thank you very much, Your Excellency. Navy substation is at 85% completed.
And it will get power from where?
Navy substation will get power from Gulu. Gulu will get power from Kole. These are big infrastructure, big transmission lines, Your Excellency.
Because I will get the details and explain.
We shall have 8 MVA at Gulu substation. The capacity required here today, as I speak, is 11 megawatts. But when all that is completed, we shall see 200 megawatts in this entire region. So the infrastructure is being worked.
That's what they want to know. They want to know what you said, 1.2 kV is going to have money. The one of Navy and Mopaj and Arua said, but the money is not here. The money is
But Your Excellency, I explained how power is going to move from Karuma. I mentioned the two lines.
Another line, what type of line?
As I speak now, Your Excellency, we have a 132 kVA which will even supply industrial parks from Gulu through Orio to Nebi to Arua to Adjuman. But yes, Your Excellency, from Arua to Adjuman.
You said Guru Adjuman, which means Guru Adja Adjuman. Then now you are saying what was you know people they don't know how to explain. I was studying at the school. Because when you want to help somebody, you should try to understand the questions in his or her mind. These people who are what are they worried about? Then you answer it. But if you talk about other things, you will remain not clear. So, we shall check the plans, because what we want is enough power here. I have been handling this program for a long time. The original problem was that the demand of electricity in West Nile was small. To link the two parts of West Nile, the national grid. The Adjuman part through Gulu and the Nebi Arua Kobobo part through Samburu. So don't get worried.